All right, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful morning. It is Friday the 13th, 2025, and we got an interesting day ahead. If you were there last night, and we got an interesting day ahead. If you had the attack on Iran by Israel, and it actually caused a lot of commotion, was unexpected. They took out pretty much the main, defensive team of Iran. I'm telling you, it was actually a very, very big strike. There hasn't been a declaration of war. We had a lot of fog yesterday, so that's good. But now you are at least expecting a long, drawn-out conflict between Iran and Israel. Probably throughout the day, you're going to get something else too. Again, we might hear an update or not. I don't think Iran has attacked back. Israel and some other things keep going. So when it's all said and done, futures were down almost 2%. We are now only down 1%. So we were talking about this thing coming back up. But gold, oil, that impact, it's definitely going to be there. And now the market has an excuse to jack up puts, to take profits, and then we'll see how long this lasts. But Chatadonia, it's Friday, baby. Let's see what the day holds. I hope you're ready. Good morning, baby. What up, Anthony? Eat and Run, Lori, Dos Nacho, Nate McVibes, Alyssa Baker, PSC, baby. Good morning. What up, Gus Gonzo? What up, Anthony? Ion, Dania, Kyrie, KU, baby. What's up? Joey, Kakamo, Bros, Big, Ghana, Tom Smith, Moises, Gayla, Fugaze, You Matter, Connor, Jay Samuels, Mr. Edwards, Leonardo, Heston 8 Easy, Mr. Maldonado. Good morning, baby. What up, Mikel? What up, Ayos? What up, Joe Raj, Broxton, Blizzy, Mr. Canela, Mr. Missy. I don't know, man. Am I going to get banned for the mischief? Oh, no. Gus Gonzo! Greg Ale, Connor, Mac, baby. Good morning. What up, thoughts and emotions? So, Chatadonia, I hope y'all feeling good. Good morning. Here is Josh AI with the news. Stocks fall, oil and gold jump as Israel hits Iran. Oil jumped and stocks slid after Israel attacked Iran's nuclear program facilities and killed senior military commanders in a significant escalation of tensions in the Middle East. Gold advanced. Brent crude gained 7.6%, having earlier surged as much as 13% in the biggest intraday jump since March 2022. S&P 500 futures were down 0.9% after pairing deeper losses. Gold rose 1% to the highest in more than a month. The dollar rebounded 0.5% from Thursday's 3-year low. U.S. Treasuries were little changed, with the yield on the 10-year note at 4.37%. The airstrikes against Iran's nuclear program and ballistic missile sites renewed a standoff between two adversaries that risked spiraling into a wider conflict. While the reaction was strongest in crude oil, other pockets of the market suggested that investors are watching how long the tensions will last and whether the situation escalates. We are seeing behavior fully consistent with risk-off, said Jeff Yu, FX and macro strategist at Bank of New York Mellon Corp. This is probably the starting point for markets, but as we know, correlations have been variable in recent weeks, and much will depend on the reaction of Iran, the U.S., and others. The attacks are coming at a time when equity markets had recovered from a slump in April that was caused by U.S. President Donald Trump's tariff war. An index of global stocks touched a record Thursday, gaining more than 20% from a low hit in April. Short term, it will be used as an excuse or a catalyst by investors for some profit-taking after a very strong comeback of risk assets, said Vincent Mortier, Chief Investment Officer at Amundi SA. Price reaction of historical safe havens has been minimal. We believe the events of last night will remain localized and will not degenerate into something more global. Energy stocks rose in U.S. pre-market trading on the back of crude oil gains, with ExxonMobil Corp and Chevron Corp both advancing more than 3%. Defense contractors such as RTX Corp and Lockheed Martin Corp also moved higher on expectations of elevated military spending. Travel stocks were under pressure. Israel said the operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove the threat. Iran vowed to retaliate against Israel and possibly U.S. assets in the Middle East. Trump urged Iran to make a deal before it is too late. The strikes follow repeated warnings by Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to cripple Iran's nuclear program. Iran had previously said it would inaugurate a new uranium enrichment facility in response to censure by the UN atomic watchdog over its nuclear program. Any persistent gain in oil prices could fuel inflation, adding to the challenges confronting the Federal Reserve and other central banks as policymakers also contend with the repercussions of Trump's trade war. For now, changes in the prices of crude futures point to fears of a drawn-out conflict. This goes against what central banks were expecting for oil prices and could potentially change their scenario by heating up inflation and slowing growth, said Alexandra Hezez, Chief Investment Officer at Groupe Richelieu. Other highlights: investigators have started combing the wreckage of Air India Flight AI 171 as they seek to determine what caused the Boeing company Dreamliner to crash shortly after takeoff Thursday afternoon. Walmart Inc. and Amazon.com Inc. are exploring issuing their own stablecoins. The Wall Street Journal has reported Meta Platforms Inc. has finalized a multi-billion-dollar investment in Scale AI and recruited the startup's chief executive officer to join its artificial intelligence efforts. French banking group BPCE agreed to acquire Lone Star's Novo Banco SA in a deal valuing the Portuguese lender at an estimated 6.4 billion euros, $7.4 billion. Top overnight news: Geopolitics. Israel launches airstrikes against Iran. Bloomberg, FT, Reuters, driving huge rally in crude oil prices. Bloomberg. U.S. informs Israel it won't participate in strikes against Iran. Axios. Rubio says U.S. not involved in Israeli strikes. NYT. Bloomberg. Trump says remains committed to diplomatic resolution to Iran nuclear issue. Iran says will not join further talks with the U.S. Reuters. Israel attacked Iran's air defenses, missile facilities, and officials' homes, says strikes preemptive measures. Axios, NYT. Israel's extensive operation against Iran's nuclear sites marks a new Middle East war impacting U.S. involvement. Axios, Bloomberg. Israel's attacks killed Iran's top military leaders, potentially destabilizing Tehran's command and escalating conflict. Bloomberg. White House envoy Witkoff warned Senate Republicans of Iran's response to Israel being a mass causality event. Axios. MAGA faces potential fracture over Trump's stance on Israeli strikes against Iran, highlighting internal tensions. Axios. Reuters. Trade tariffs. The U.S.-China framework reverts ties back to post-Geneva truce, though thorny issues remain unresolved. Bloomberg. Axios. Politico. Trump's Xi call helped ease tensions, but prospect of meeting unclear with Xi. Not expected to attend UNGA in September. SCMP. U.S.-India trade negotiators hardening their positions in an area White House hoped to be an early win. Bloomberg. Trump administration weighs using Defense Production Act to prioritize and fund rare earths projects. Bloomberg. Chinese engineers are moving AI training data hard drives to Malaysia to evade U.S. chip restrictions. Link. A U.S. estimates Huawei's AI chip production capacity at 200K for 2025, below the company's demand. Reuters. Survey suggests retail executives expect Trump to eventually roll back reciprocal tariffs. CNBC. Japan insists on a full review of U.S. tariffs, rejecting partial agreements. Reuters. Bloomberg. Economy. Trump's tax and spending bill would make it harder for American critical minerals companies to compete with China. Reuters. China activity data forecasts show industrial production and fixed asset investment steady in May, while retail sales growth weakened. Bloomberg. China's credit growth slowed in May, with new loans below expectations amid economic pressures. Bloomberg. China's unprofitable companies reach highest since 2001 as Xi tries to avoid mass unemployment. Bloomberg. China's consumer spending boost from subsidies slowing as funds deplete, risking retail growth ahead of 618 inches holiday. Link. Eurozone industrial production dropped 2.4% in April, signaling economic challenges amid U.S. tariff impacts. Reuters.
UK employers reduced hiring in May due to tax increases from the Labour government and Trump's trade war. Bloomberg, corporate, Nvidia to exclude China from earnings guidance. CNN, Apple targets spring 2026 release date for Siri upgrade. Bloomberg, Apple's iPhone sales surged in May, leading in China and growing 15% globally, driven by key markets. Reuters, Foxconn's iPhone exports from India predominantly target the U.S., reflecting Apple's strategy to evade high tariffs. Reuters, Meta finalizes $15 billion investment for a 49% stake in Scale AI, enhancing its AI capabilities and strategy. Axios, Bloomberg, Link, Tesla has upgraded its Model S and Model X, raising prices by $5,000 for all configurations. Reuters, India mulling grounding entire Boeing 787 Dreamliner fleet. Telegraph, U.S. says no immediate reason to. Reuters, AMD CEO sees market for AI processors exceeding $500 billion by 2028. Bloomberg, Amazon, Walmart exploring issuing their own stablecoins in the U.S. alongside discussions by Expedia and airlines. Bloomberg, Adobe sales guidance tops expectations, aided by demand for AI-driven creative tools. Reuters, Bloomberg, Warner Brothers Discovery nears creditor support for a debt overhaul, aiming to split into two companies. Bloomberg, Mattel OpenAI announced partnership, likely to announce first product later this year. Axios FT, Starbucks CEO Brian Niccol prioritizes restoring in-store seating to enhance community connection and boost sales. Axios, Novo Nordisk became Europe's most valuable public company, surpassing SAP with a market cap of $365 billion. Bloomberg, role of SpaceX in new U.S. missile defense system in question following Trump-Musk feud. Reuters, Trump repeats U.S. will have golden share in U.S. steel upon tie-up with Nippon Steel. Nikkei, China auto industry price war putting pressure on suppliers as bills go unpaid in bid to maintain working capital. FT, China postpones approval of proposed Synopsys-Ansys merger after U.S. tightened chip export controls. FT, markets, Abofo data shows U.S. stock funds experienced $9.8 billion in outflows, signaling a stall in the equity market rally. Bloomberg, corporate insiders selling stock at fastest pace since November. Bloomberg, Washington, Senate conservatives soften their stance on megabill, with key senators likely to support Trump's priority. Politico, despite Trump's statement that changes are coming to protect farmers from losing workers, White House official says no deviation in current approach to deportations. Washington Post, House Republicans narrowly passed a $9.4 billion rescissions package, cutting foreign aid and funding for NPR and PBS. Link, Reuters, White House demands pharma companies start negotiating fair pricing for Americans. Stat News, new vaccine advisor appointed by RFK was expert witness in litigation against Merck's Gardasil vaccine. Reuters, Axios, central banks, BOJ officials see inflation remaining higher than expected, putting it in position of tightening again if tariff situation provides more clarity. Bloomberg,
there's more. And yeah, there was a headline about sirens in Israel right now too. S&P futures, they're down by 1% Friday morning, though off the worst overnight levels. Comes off our U.S. equities finishing mostly higher on Thursday, with software, utilities, healthcare, exchange, food, and beverage among the better performers. A&D and airlines, chemicals, credit cards, banks, machinery, and apparel lag. Treasuries weaker across the curve. Dollar is up by 0.5. Gold is up by 1.6. Bitcoin down by 1.8. And WTI is up by 8.7. Risk of a big ramp in geopolitical tensions as Israel conducted airstrikes against Iran's nuclear and military facilities and killed senior military officials and nuclear scientists. Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said the operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove the threat, while other Israeli officials said it could take weeks. U.S. Secretary of State Rubio noted Israel acted unilaterally. Attack came ahead of the planned sixth round of U.S.-Iran nuclear talks on Sunday. Oil spiked, the big area of concern, with move exacerbated by underweight systematic positioning. However, However, equity market has a long track record of largely ignoring geopolitics. Friday's risk-off move also follows some good news this week on the inflation front, which has helped to boost the case for renewed Fed easing. Preliminary Michigan consumer sentiment and inflation expectations for June on the economic calendar this morning. Consensus looking for a slight uptick in headline reading to 53.5 from 52.2 in May. May's unchanged reading came back of 4 straight months of decline. Inflation expectations likely to get outsized scrutiny given the wide gap with the other measures looking ahead of next week. Retail sales on Tuesday. Highlight of the calendar brings the June FOMC with SEP and will also feature more updates for the quarter. Apple reportedly targeting spring of 2026 for delayed upgrade of Siri. Meta confirmed plans to acquire stake in Scale AI and bring aboard the company's founder. Visa and MasterCard down on reports. Amazon and Walmart and others are considering issuing their own stablecoin. Adobe fiscal Q2 ahead while takeaways focused on good execution. Full-year revenue guide increase. AI business tracking ahead of $250 million end goal and lack of upward revision to full-year digital media outlook. Restoration Hardware, big gainer Q1 EPS and let full-year guide unchanged despite tariff headwinds. An increase in member discounts. TMO reportedly looking to sell part of diagnostic business for $4 billion. Kenvue reportedly looking to sell some of its health and beauty brands. Reports Nippon Steel looking for a degree of management freedom on X after Trump said U.S. will have total control. Vote. Okay, we have good time. We have good time. Woo! Okay, honestly, I'm not even going to read all of them because you have like a couple with news, and then everything is just algo down because we were down 2% last night. So, Circle is up by 2.8, CF is up 2.2, Restoration 19 off earnings, CLDX is up 5, 76-week results, phase 3 study. MP is up on the news from yesterday. We have a play on that. BHE is up 3.4, insider buy. Whirlpool up by 1.6. They got a Bank of America upgrade. Nuke is up 18.8. CCMU is up 12.1. ATXS up 10.9. Results from solar trial of Navibart in hereditary angioedema. NB is up by 5. BSGM up 4.9. DVS up 3.6. GTN up 2.3. Drone and defense-related stocks all trading higher. UMAC, Zena, RCAT. Oil and energy trading higher, shipping stocks higher, gold and silver higher, trading lower. Nibis down 3.8, Adobe down 3.7 off earnings, United Steel down 3.7 after the Trump comment. Where is that? And then all of these are just down. PayPal down 2.5 on Walmart, Amazon making the stable coin. Same with Visa, BHP down 2.3, Argus downgrade, Moderna down 2.1. They approved for younger adults aged 18 to 59. MasterCard down on stablecoin news. SBET down 66%. They filed for potential sale, and then everybody panicked. ACHR down 15, selling 85 million shares. Altclo down 6.8. Another common stock offering. Planet Labs, Zeta. Yeah, bro, they're all again, everything. No headline, they're just down. GTM 2.9 downgrade. CVAC 2.9 downgrade. ELVN down 2.6. Phase 1. Airlines, cruises, and Bitcoin all trading lower. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. So, yeah, if anything, I like the drone plays, but I don't think we're going to force them. But I'd keep and watch on them. Other than that, man, again, you already got your volatility puts ahead of time, so good job for paying attention and locking in. Other than that, though, I mean, I'm glad it's not as bad this morning. A lot of people are saying what I thought before, because like I'm saying, I was ready to fade this. I didn't think it was gonna turn into this, and now I'm shocked because, like I'm telling you, bro, they're calling it a decapitation. They literally just took out a big arm of the fucking military in Iran. So kind of escalated here a little bit, but again, as we went over and you already heard this morning, it's not like the market, you don't make this a big market thing usually. It usually lasts for a day or two and that's it. But now, you know, you're going to hear people talk about, well, what if it goes on? What if it takes a month? What if it takes this? What if it takes that? So we'll see, but either way, very, very fascinating. So Chatadonia, how you living, baby? Are you guys ready? I hope you're ready. And the good way to get ready, bro, is pay homage. Oh, I don't know if they feel me, bro. Every single day. Day in and day out, bro. And you see it. I said it yesterday, bro. For real, man. I'm very grateful for those who have served this country. Okay? America is a great, great place, bro. You know that? I don't think y'all realize that It's a great. My parents came from the Middle East, bro. And and then look at all these Trump supporters welcome me. Oh. But nah, man, it's not even about that. What it's really about is this, bro. Every day for years before some of us were even alive, bro, you have had soldiers of this great country fight other people's wars, okay? Let's be real. Some of them were necessary. Many were for God knows what reason. And do you realize your brothers and sisters in this nation, they gave their life, their time, energy, effort, even to this day, for stuff that they probably didn't even agree with. So in the middle of conflict, bro, and y'all see it, there's a reason why I don't support war at all, but I will never take away the honor from those who have really served. Like I'm saying, bro, you think they were doing their job in a way where they were not bureaucrats, they were not politicians, they were not doing it to get a tax break, they were doing it because they wanted to serve this country. So we should honor that every single day, baby. And I hope and I pray for peace, and I hope you do too. But at the very least, man, all of you have served this nation and given up so much, and literally your families, and again, for what? For other people, man. God bless all of you, for real. And I hope all of you have it in you to show this love and appreciation day in and day out, because they deserve it, baby. So veterans and families, God bless every single one of you, and thank you. And big shout out to anybody else out there giving back to their local communities. Doctors, nurses, teachers, firefighters, police officers, the janitors, the coaches, the garbage men, anybody making their community run, baby. God bless you and thank you. But ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Place your right hand over your heart. Say it with me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all, baby. Send in the judge! Oh, it's game time, baby. Or not. Oh, Chatadonia. Are you ready? You ready, big dog? Game time. Should I leave the noise on? I got a noise thing on one of my news wires, so at least just in case I don't miss anything. I don't know if it bugs you guys. I don't need it, but I left it on today. Trump to Wall Street Journal, U.S. was aware of Israel plan to attack. And then a fire broke out in Golan Heights as a result of interceptor shrapnel. Trump to Wall Street Journal spoke with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, plans to speak with him again on Friday. Okay. Well, if you hear it, usually it's triggered for like more important shit to leave the news. It won't do it on everything, but yeah. Either way, let's go, baby. It's game time. I will see you all in Gen Pop. We got good time. So, I don't know if I have anything to tell you, except for God bless America. Let's see. It's back. Well, I mean, it sucks. I want to talk again, and if you guys don't know why the watch list, go look at my Twitter. But, you know, if we have to talk about certain things, I'm not going to have a video up. So, but yeah, man, there was a reason why I deleted that one too, but you guys remember I was telling you, and like, dude, just look at in the last 24 hours now, everything just changed. And you now, like, think about the threat. There's a lot of people now who do not like America and Israel. And if America is tied into this, whether they say they are or not, this just skyrocketed the risk of now people are not big fans. So that's the worry here. But like I'm saying, though, it should be short-lived. It all really just depends on how long and drawn out this gets. So, Chatadonia, God bless you. God bless America. And thank you, veterans. I will see you on over.